What if I told you the CEO of Microsoft wants you to stop calling AI slop AI slop? In fact, he's now the CEO of Microslop. Now, this is mental. This is actually mental. Look at this, right? It's so crazy. This is like the Streisand effect in full effect, because he comes out and he drops a blog and he says, guys, this is Satya Nadella. He is the CEO of Microsoft. We've got to stop calling it AI slop. But don't worry, I'll show you the blog in a second. And so then the internet goes crazy and renames Microsoft to Microslop because, yeah, it is slop. It's absolutely garbage content when it's used for completely generate, how can I explain this? Like, if you 100% generate content in AI and upload that to a YouTube channel, and we're going to get onto that in a second, that is just crap. I mean, what has this AI been trained on? What is it generating? What's the output? What is going on? Now, the big thing here is, I'm sure you watching this video are like, well, I can tell if it's AI slop, I'm just not going to watch that shit. Yeah, we can. I know the demographic of my channel is my age group, yeah? We can tell, right? But the kids, I'm not even joking here. I've seen this. I've seen 10, 11, and 12-year-olds using their phone, watching YouTube shorts, spamming the videos really fast. The feed is abysmal. It is just crazy AI-generated slop. And they don't know. They actually don't know. They've not had the training we've had. So what's going to happen to them in the future? It's really worrying. Anyway, we've got to take a look at this because it's just crazy. So this is Microslop, the new logo. You got to love it. So we're going to go and we're going to take a look at the blog post. And then we're going to talk about Halo because there was a bit of false news spread with Halo. The whole thing about being an AI-first generative AI studio and all this crap. And then we're going to look at the AI slop report, which is going to open your eyes. So this is SN Scratchpad. So it's Satya Nadella's Scratchpad. This is the CEO of Microsoft. And this is what he says. And he drops this bombshell on the 29th of December. He says, looking ahead to 2026, as I reflect on the past year and look towards the one ahead, there's no question 2026 will be a pivotal year for AI. Yes, another one, I should say, not one another. Sometimes reading is very difficult because I'm an idiot. But this moment feels different for a few notable ways because we've spent fucking billions and billions and we can't lose to the other AI hyperscalers as we're fucked. That's what that means. Anyway, we have moved past the initial phase of discovery and are entering the phase of widespread diffusion. Oh, my Lord. We are beginning to distinguish between spectacle and substance. We now have a clearer sense of where the tech is headed, but also the harder and more important question of how to shape its impact on the world. Now, you read that and you go, okay, fine, right? Because I've said this before. I said it in a video the other day, and I'm like, look, if you want AI, what do you want from AI? I don't want a fucking AI YouTuber, right? That's probably because I am one, but I'm not an AI YouTuber. But I don't want AI shit like that. I don't want AI artwork. I don't want AI music. I don't want any of that shit, right? That's for humans to make, not bullshit AI, which has just plagiarized every other frigging piece of artwork and just turned it into some horrific, homogulation of just terribleness. I don't want that, right? What I want it to do is complex scientific problems. I want it to start curing cancer. I want it to look at things like fusion power. I want it to push humanity forward, right? Not generative AI. I actually detest generative AI when it's used to create the whole piece of content. It's so bad. Anyway, we are still... Oh, hang on. I've probably changed my thing. Professional YouTuber. I've got one of these, right? I've got a Stream Deck, a little mini one. It just stopped working. What kind of shit is that? Get lost. Maybe that needs AI to fix it. So now I have to click on my other monitor, which is not great. Anyway, where are we now? We are still in the opening miles of a marathon. Much remains unpredictable. Amidst this model overhang where capability is outpacing our current ability to use it to have real-world impact, this is some of what we still need to get right. Okay. Here you go. Number one. A new concept that involves bicycles for the mind, such that we always think of AI as a scaffolding for human potential versus a substitute. What matters is not the power of any given model, but how people choose to apply it to achieve their goals. We need to get beyond the arguments of slop versus sophistication and develop a new equilibrium in terms of our theory of the mind. It's crazy to read this out. That accounts for humans being equipped with these new cognitive amplifier tools as we relate to each other. This is the product design question we need to debate and need to answer. Well, I'm going to be honest, right? What he's saying there in a very fancy CEO corpo speak way is everyone calls generative AI stuff slop. It's not great for our branding. We don't want AI to be called slop. We want AI to be great, so we need to stop calling it slop, please. It's a very sophisticated tool that amplifies. In fact, it's a bicycle for your mind. It makes your mind think faster. It does things for you, which I'm going to be honest, right? See, that's fine because I'm sure a lot of people use AI, right? I'd be a hypocrite if I says I don't use AI. I do. I use it for things like, in fact, I'll give you an example of this is good AI, right? This is actually really good AI. So I have got... So there's some components on my mountain bike, and I was unsure if I could mix and match various components. And I'm Googling, and I can't really find an answer. But I tell you what gave me an answer. Google's Gemini said, yeah, because the dimensions of the bits actually fit. And I was like, oh, so I give it a go. And that was an example of AI actually being useful. It gave me a better result than just, I mean, to be honest, it probably just ripped the result from a website that I was too stupid to find. But it helped me, right? That's good AI. So we use AI, right? That's fine. And in that sense, I'll take it. But I don't want it used to just completely generate games, which is where we're going. And if you look at things like Elon Musk, he seems to think that he can generate games. It's just going to be a disaster. But you know what's going to happen? We are going to see a game probably do ridiculous numbers of sales fairly soon, which will have heavy AI integration. And what then? It doesn't matter what we say then. If the money's rolling in, then things just keep going. So this basically is a joke, right? It's like an actual joke. I'll just read through the rest of what he says because there's not a lot here, really. He says, we will evolve from models to systems when it comes to deploying AI for real-world impact. We have learned a lot in terms of how to both keep riding the exponentials of model capabilities while also accounting for their jagged edges, basically the slop and shit they produce. We are now entering a phase where we build rich scaffolds that orchestrate multiple models and agents, account for memory and entitlements, enable rich and safe tool use. This is the engineering sophistication we must continue to build to get out of the AI. You know what? I'm going to go off on a mad rant here. Wouldn't this be a good example of AI, right? So if my phone, I've got an Apple iPhone, whatever. I mean, their AI is not great, but let's just imagine the AI gets better, and I think they're going to use Gemini next year, whatever. But you say to it, hey, phone, can you book me an appointment at the local doctor's office for 5 o'clock tomorrow? And it goes away, and it comes back, and it goes, yeah, the appointment's booked. That is an example of usable AI to me because it's done something. It's an agent. It's actually done something that stopped me wasting time. Or can you ring up Nike because I've got some trainers I want to send back because they're ripped. I don't want to sit in the customer service thing. Can you handle that for me? And it goes and does it. That would be good. But that's not what we've got at the moment, right? So this is what you're going to see this year. They're going to go heavy into agents. All of the hyperscaler people, it's agent this, agent that, agent for everything. But will they work, right? Who knows? Anyway, and lastly, we need to make deliberate choices on how we diffuse this technology in the world as a solution to the challenges of people and planet. For AI to have societal permission, it must have real-world eval impact. The choices we make about where we apply our scarce energy, compute, and talent resources will matter. This is a societal technical issue that we need to build consensus around. Okay. It's literally choked me to death, this thing has. What the hell? Ultimately, the most meaningful measure of progress is the outcomes. Yes, it is. It will be a messy process of discovery, like all technology and product development always is. Computing throughout its history has been about empowering people and organizations to achieve more. And AI must follow the same path. We do that, we can be, well, blah, 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 whatever. Okay, so, yeah, let's talk about Halo. So this is... the reason why I pulled this up, because there was a lot of news, and this was like going viral everywhere, that Halo Studios are just going to be an AI-first studio. Now, they are owned by Microsoft. We do know Microsoft loves its Copilot and all its AI, and we've just read the Microsoft CEO saying, please stop calling it slop. Now, whether this extends to all the other studios that Microsoft own, we'll have to wait and see in the future. However, this is slightly wrong, and you can kind of see here from this screenshot, from the context that was added. So basically, it is not generative AI, it's more procedural generation of content, which we've seen in games before, but they're going to sort of supercharge it with AI. Now, again, where does this lead? Is this? Yeah, it's procedural generation. But what happens if it starts generating characters and levels and mission objectives, and it's kind of just doing the work of the developers. And that's the worry, and that's probably where this is going to go. So at the moment, Halo isn't an AI first studio, but it's going to be using quite a lot of AI. But also remember, guys, every studio will be using AI in some capacity. They'll be using it for everything. They'll be using it for like setting up meetings. They'll be using it for when they do video calls with each other. There'll be like an AI bot which like records the call and gives each other, all the participants, like a breakdown. All of that shit is happening. So AI is there in that way. But again, like I said, my issue is when AI is just being used to make the content. That is garbage. That is actually shit. People should be making the content. Okay, so talking of people making the content, this will absolutely blow your frigging mind, this will. So this is Capwing, and they've done the AI slop report. And this is one of, such a good, like, this is great. Liam Curtis, this is some top work. Everyone at Capwing, this is absolutely incredible. But look at this, right? This is so good. So AI slop report, the global rise of low quality AI videos. Capwing's new research shows that 21 to 33% of YouTube's feed may consist of AI slop or brain rot videos. Which countries and channels are achieving the greatest reach and how much money they might make? Well, they've analysed it. So let's take a look at this. So as the debate over the creative and ethical value of using AI to generate video rages on, users are getting interesting results out of the machine. And artist-led AI content is gaining respect in some areas, or is gaining respect in some areas. Top film schools now offer courses on the use and ethics of AI in film production, and the world's best-known brands are utilizing AI in their creative processes, albeit with mixed results. Sadly, others are gaming the novelty of AI's prompt and go content, using these engines to churn out vast quantities of AI slop, the spam of the video first age. So Wiktionary defines a slopper as someone who is over-reliant on generative AI tools such as ChatGPT, a producer of AI slop. Along with the proliferation of brain rot videos online, sloppers are making it tough for principled and talented creators to get their videos seen. What I will say is I hope there will be a sort of like a kickback against this as people almost rebel against the AI-generated content and look for the more authentic content. Now, I could say to you, you look at this video now, it is me. I am Stylosa. I am on the video talking to you. This could also be faked. Like somebody can take you could turn me into an AI model quite easily with all of my stuff that's on my YouTube channel. You can clone my voice. You can clone me because you've got loads of footage of me. So it is doable. Like someone could do an AI slop Stylosa, you know what I mean, and spam it out. But what I'm saying is I hope people eventually start looking for real content instead of just, generated stuff. But the difficulty is it's going to be really hard to tell what is real and what isn't. We can, like, again, going back to like the age of the people watching this video and my age, we can because we've been around for a long time. One thing I like to do is if I see videos on YouTube and they're from it's a documentary. This is a bit of a rant. If I see a documentary on YouTube and it's like came out in 2019, I'm like, oh cool, that's got no AI in it. But I tell you what, now YouTube is full to the brim of these like pseudo documentaries with fake voiceovers and just footage that makes no sense put together, and they're just spammed out en masse. And some of those channels were getting tons of views. There was a medieval channel I remember recently, and it's just garbage. None of it is real, but people might watch that and think, oh, this is history. It is not. It's terrible. But as I said, we've got the sort of experience of being around for so long. We know what it was like before AI kicked in. Okay, so the main point of AI slop and brain rot videos is to grab your attention, and this type of content seems harder and harder to avoid. But exactly how prevalent is it in the grand scheme of things? So Capwing goes away, and they have tried to identify it. So what they did is we identified the top 100 trending YouTube channels in every country and noted the AI slop channels. Next, we used socialblade.com to retrieve the number of views, subscribers, and estimated yearly revenue for these channels, and aggregated these figures for each country to deduce their popularity. We also created a new YouTube account to record the number of AI slop and brain rot videos among the first 500 YouTube shorts we cycled through to get an idea of the new user experience. I will say as well that AI slop is generally focused on shorts, and the reason for that is it's cheaper to do it. So when you generate something with AI, it uses tokens, and the more tokens you use, the more it costs. So if you want a long video, like a 20-minute video, it's going to cost you a shitload of money to do that. But if you just want like a 30-second clip, that's going to be a lot easier. And also you can make loads of 30-second clips and spam them out. Key findings. These are quite interesting. So Spain's trending AI slop channels have a combined 20.22 million subscribers. the most of any country. In South Korea, the trending AI slop channels have amassed 8.4 billion views. AI slop channel with the most views is India's Bandapar Apnadost with 2 billion views. The channel has an estimated annual earning of 4.2 million. US-based slop channel, Cuentos Fascinated, whatever, has the most subscribers of any slop channel with 5.95 million. It is very depressing. Brain rot videos account for 33% of the first 500 YouTube shorts on a new feed. It's so bad. And also, I've got to say, YouTube, Google run YouTube. Google got Gemini. Google can identify as slop quite easily, but they choose not to because it makes them money. Spanish and South Korean AI slop channels have the most devoted viewership. Firstly, we analysed the top 100 trending videos in every channel for every country. We found that Spain, we'll forget this. We'll just read it off, right? Look at this. We'll look at the graphs. They're so crazy. So where did trending YouTube AI slop channels have the most subscribers? Spain is like massive. Egypt is also massive. USA is massive. One thing I will say is good job, UK. At least we're not that fucking stupid. Not yet, anyway. We don't make it to the top 20. Bloody hell. Oh my God, it's so bad. It's so bad. Oh dear. I mean, look at this. So the channel one in Spain is Faith in Jesus through fun interactive quizzes. And they put the Son of God in a range of either or scenarios where he must give the correct answer to get the better of Satan. So it's just, it's so... Right, where do trending YouTube AI slop channels have the most views? Well, South Korea likes to watch a lot of it. It's still the UK and not here, so good job, UK. USA loves it as well. Pakistan loves it. Egypt, Spain, India. Yeah, and the thing is, like, these, in the grand scheme of things, it's not a lot of views. It obviously is, billions of views. It's a lot. But it's not when you compare actual content. But the thing is, these figures would have been massively lower the previous years, and it's just getting more and more, and the thing is getting faster and it's getting cheaper to generate AI content as well. This is what I wanted to get down to, the most subscribed channels. So the most subscribed AI slop YouTube channels, right? So you got this Cuentos Fascinated whatever channel, which has got 5 million, nearly 6 million subs. You've got the Jesus versus the Devil AI slop channel. You've got this one which just spams Ronaldo. This one also spams Ronaldo. It says GOATs of football, so I guess it just does all of the best football players. And then you've got these, and you will be, if you ever do flick through things like Instagram, through TikTok, you will get those crazy AI videos where it's like a dog knocking on the door and the door opens and the dog explodes, or the dog like fires water out of its mouth. It's like, what is this like? The problem is, as soon as you watch something like that, those platforms just feed you more of it. It's the insidious thing with algorithm-driven content consumption. It's so insidious. Channels with the most views. Yeah. Here we go. So this is the bit with the earnings. There is going to be massive amounts of people looking at this kind of stuff, and they want to replicate it, and they will generate this stuff, and they will spam channels. I will say, most of the AI slop channels have no views because, well, they're crap. But you can also say that about most of the real YouTube channels, right? Because not everyone gets views on videos. To even achieve 100 views on a video is like massive. That's really good. So if you are starting out, or you're uploading videos to YouTube and you're getting like 50 or 100 views, that's really good, right? That is really, really good. Most videos get no views. But this, look at this, right? So this Indian channel is getting $4.2 million a year. This one's making 4 million. This is making 3.9. Another Korean one. There's a lot of Korean channels here. They're really into this AI generation. I mean, they're generating tons of money there. But it costs them money to generate, you see. They have to spend money to generate these videos. So, which, is the same thing for a real living person making content. They've got to invest in themselves, I guess. But this is just like a rate. And again, like I said, the problem is the AI stuff is getting cheaper as time goes on. So they're just going to be able to generate more of this stuff for less cost and put more of it out. And it's just going to be even more proliferation of all of this stuff. And it's just actually sad. So, yeah, they basically think that on a new YouTube video, a new YouTube account, basically 33% of the feed will be AI brain rot. And it's kind of sad. So what I'm going to do is I'll put a link to all of this stuff in the video description below. I am really interested in what you guys think about this, though, because it is a very, I don't want to say it's nuanced, because in my mind, it isn't. Like, AI is good for scientific advancement and what it can potentially give us as a society. But as with most things, it's just being used to generate crap, which is arguably going to push out actually good. Well, like, what I mean by push out good content is not it's going to make good content. It's going to push better content away, because you can't compete with the slop of an AI channel. Now, I am hoping what happens is people start looking for a real human connection going forward. You know, whether that means more people are going to be consuming things like podcasts and stuff like that, or maybe even like these kind of videos where, you know, you can tell it's a person, you know, it's me in the video because it's on my channel. I'm not going to have an AI version of myself on my own channel. But I think the real problem becomes here, the younger generation that are, AI is endemic to them. They've grown up with it and they consume it like it is normal content. So we will only see more and more of this. And I don't know how they can break out of that, because AI is getting better and better and better every year. And it's going to be generating things that look, well, they're going to be impossible to distinguish between reality, which again is a problem. The only way you can do that, again, like I said, is if you're looking back and thinking, well, I've got the experience. I know that that creator is a real person, so I'll watch their content. Like I said, the example I gave with the documentaries on YouTube, if you're looking at like 2017, 2018, 2019, maybe 2020, you don't really get AI. When you go from 20, 21, 22, you start getting AI being used for things like scripts. You might get AI voices. And now, as we're in 2026, you'll just get full-blown AI-generated videos with all kinds of like crazy bits thrown in, which could be inaccurate. And in most cases, probably are inaccurate. But somebody watching a video, let's say on, I don't know, the Battle of Dunkirk, or I'm just trying to think, like Battle of Stalingrad, let's say. And maybe it gets things wrong, but person watching it for the first time might not know, and then they have got the wrong view because it was AI generated, and AI does get things wrong. But anyway, I could just talk about this forever, but I want you guys to let me know what you think about this in the comments below. If you're enjoying my videos though, guys, do subscribe to the channel. It helps a lot. Leave a like, and I will catch you guys on the next one. And remember, it's not Microsoft, it's Microslop. And I haven't even moaned about what they've been doing to Windows, slamming Copilot into Windows. I don't want it on my PC. Piss off. I think it's time to install Linux. But I'm too stupid. Oh, God. They've got me. Anyway, I'm out of here. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you soon.